Please join me in welcoming Kun Maneerut Anulomsombut, CEO of Sea Thailand, and we'll be speaking about unlocking Thailand's potential digital ecosystems for sustainable growth. ขอบคุณมากครับเดี๋ยวเรียนเชิญครับสวัสดีครับคุณนก
สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay, so let's begin with the broader perspective of the industry at the moment as we talk about the digital economy and what are the driving forces. What is the outlook like for the region and narrowing it down to Thailand's outlook from your perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Thailand and actually in many countries in Southeast Asia kind of like been driven by similar digital service sectors. If I may ask for the slide ค่ะขอสไลด์นิดนึงนะคะ I think it's easier to explain with the presentation. I think very similar to other of our neighbor countries, we are driven mainly by four main sectors. The e-commerce definitely is one of them, and it's driven more than 50%. Like for Thailand, is about 56% of digital economy is actually come from e-commerce sectors, and another sectors are like online travel, online media, and transportation and food. They are the key digital service sectors that drive the growth of digital economy. But I would like to also highlight that underneath that is the digital payment. That is kind of like facilitating all the transaction behind the scene to make all the, the transaction or the service and the payment on those platforms possible. And if I may probably touch more on the e-commerce business, I think last year alone, the e-commerce sectors growth quite healthy and mainly benefit from the increase of the purchase frequency of existing users and also the rise of the video commerce. I'm not sure if Kunwari ever seen the clip, the Shopee video,
Sure.
Yeah, and that's actually like based on our data from Shopee. We see that over 40% of the Shopee buyers actually rely on. It's kind of like having this video helping them make decision whether they want to purchase such an item or not. And this video commerce is becoming very popular. And when we use it with the campaign, the big campaign like the double date, I think everyone know double date, like the 8/8 is coming up, the big one is 9/9. And when we use that along with such a campaign, we see such a huge impact. For example, one of our consumer goods sellers, she can increase her orders by 80-fold in one day due to the video commerce. And some of the high-ticket items like knocked out house, which is cost about like 300,000 baht, can also be sold through the Shopee video, which I think is quite amazing. And with the growth of the e-commerce sectors like this, I think the adjacent business, for example, the logistic, the fulfillment service also growing fast as well to kind of like support the needs of the seller and the buyer. I think for Shopee ourselves, we also have to come up with the instant delivery. Let's say if you order something within certain period of time, you may get the item like in 4 hours or something like that. And that's kind of like address the need of the fast growing and changing behavior of our consumers. With the growth of the e-commerce sectors, I think it also comes with the competition that is getting more fierce. I mean, all the players and the platform has to continue to invest and innovate, come up with the new product and service and the feature and the campaign to compete. And eventually, these all will benefit the users, the sellers, and the buyers, and this kind of like boost the growth of this e-commerce sector even further. Yeah, that is the e-commerce side. I think we're probably going to see a lot more growth in this segment. But when we talk about the sector that drive the digital economy, I think I like to touch more on another one, which I think it might be a surprise to quite a lot of people. When we talk about the online media, contributing up to about 13% of the digital economy of Thailand. And in this, I like to highlight a bit on about gaming and e-sport industry, which, like quite a few people when hearing this, like, oh, this industry is that big. Actually, I would like to say that in Southeast Asia, Southeast Asia is one of the fastest growing market for gaming and e-sport in the probably past decade. I think we benefit from, the mobile game that upcoming in the past 10 years. We see this growing. So in the past, the gamers may have to go back home to play on the PC. Now they can actually play anywhere, anytime. With the increasing usage in Southeast Asia, the content of the game itself become more localized. Like in the past, the game developer in the US or in Japan and Korea, they may only come up with the content for the big market, right? So they don't really think about Southeast Asia users. But now that we are a very big region, they actually develop certain localized for us. And this become very a good opportunity basically for Thailand. For example, Free Fire, which is one of the game that Garena developed by ourselves last year. We promote the cat pant กางเกงแมวอะค่ะ yeah, last year. We actually promote this through our Free Fire game, which actually launched in 160 markets around the world. So this kind of like making them know Thailand. Thailand is very fortunate. Thailand has a very rich cultural asset and local charms. So it's very easy to promote our culture and our country to the world. We can also promote, those like Thai festival like Songkran and Loi Krathong. And this is another way to kind of like using the digital content as a soft power to promote Thailand, which somewhat stimulate and help the growth of these digital sectors even further. Another thing I like to touch on is the e-sport. I'm not sure, but 10 years ago when we talk about e-sport, I don't think anyone kind of know what it is. But I think nowadays it's getting more familiar. E-sport is now somewhat an official games already. And in the world, there is many big tournaments around the world. It's become bigger and bigger. Actually, recently, Garena has held one of the largest e-sport event just in Thailand. It's called Arena of Valor Premier League Final. And basically, all the international players has to flew in and compete in our country. And we broadcast this around the world as well. And this year also quite exciting. Not sure if Kun Warit know, but e-sport has actually already been a game, a sport in the SEA Games and Asian Games.
Yes.
And this year, SEA Games 2025, we will have 3 of our games in the SEA Games in Thailand, which is ROV, Free Fire, and FIFA Online. And I have to say that I have a very high hope that our Thai e-sport players will win the medal for us as well. Yeah, and I think beyond this game industry, e-commerce industry, and as I mentioned before, lie beneath that is the digital payment. And as you can see from the graph here, the growth is becoming quite interesting and is projected to be double in the next 5 years. The usage of digital payment to support the growth of digital service sector. We start seeing many players in this field. To Shopee, we have Shopee Pay, like an e-wallet that can help with this payment. All the banks, the traditional bank, everyone also jump in and do the mobile banking. And we tend to see more of this digital finance service probably coming up in the near future. So yes, I think Thailand digital service sector is growing very fast, and we're probably going to benefit a lot from that too. If we do it properly and we grow these sectors properly, we can potentially attract more of the investment from not only the foreigner coming to invest in Thailand in this sector, but also the domestic investment probably coming more as well. And I think we can potentially attract, the talents from abroad to come and work in Thailand, as well as to cultivate and groom our local digital talents to support the growth in Thailand. And I believe that by doing so, we can pave the way for Thailand to have the sustainable economic prosperity in the long run. Yeah.
Ranking-wise, where are we in the region, Thailand, when compared to other countries in this region in terms of the growth? Because it seems to be double-digit in many countries, including Thailand as well, right? But are we behind or are we the leading?
We are one of the top. Yeah, we are one of among Indonesia, Vietnam is probably also fastest. Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand probably among the top three of the fast-growing digital economy in these sectors.
And as we talk about the sluggish economy, with all this crisis happening with the trade war, so the challenges in the real sector, is it affecting the growth in the digital economy?
Yeah, I think somewhat may have some impact on that for sure. But I think along the way, we kind of like try to find a way to work towards that. I think in every challenge, it becomes the opportunities. So in a way, yes, all these challenge or the geopolitics and the previous Mr. Sigwe also mentioned that before as well. I think all of those challenge provide some opportunities. We just need to find a way to work towards it.
And we were talking about making this sustainable. So the growth that you've been sharing the picture for us, is this growth sustainable, or is this just the beginning phase of the growth?
I think this is I believe we are still at the very beginning phase of the growth of our digital economy in Thailand. But if I may, I think we probably still need to work on a few areas to continue the growth to be more sustainable. I think I probably have slide about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think as you mentioned, we're facing so many challenges in the world nowadays, geopolitics, the tariff. Luckily, we got 19, but as Dr. Sanithan mentioned, I mean, yeah, what would be the details, right?ที่ Dr. Sutakiat mentioned นะคะ and yeah, the global climate, this year we all face earthquake in Bangkok, for example. So, and I feel that like this challenge will come more and more. It's even become greater. So I think what's more important is for us to continue to be resilient and be adaptive in a sense. And how can we keep make ourselves stay relevant and stay competitive in the market will be the key. And for me, for us, we think that there probably be 5 areas that if we can focus to continue to develop, we probably Thailand could be able to continue to stay competitive in the region. And the 5 areas are, technology, the SME definitely is a big part of our country, digital skills and talents, financial inclusion, and cybersecurity and data governance are those key. I think for the technology side, like Mr. Sigwe mentioned before, it become a must already. I mean, like you cannot avoid technology anymore. It's in nowadays, we live with it, for example. But I think it's more important that we know how we can use technology to leverage particularly the strong sectors that Thailand already have. For example, the tourism, the hospitality. How can we use the data to utilize the data that we have to come up with the better service, better products, to attract more global consumers to come to Thailand for that? How can we use the technology to empower our manufacturing sectors to be more productive and be cost efficient so that we can compete with our neighbors, for example? That would probably be something we need to continue thinking. But at the same time, how can we use the technology to come up with some kind of like new breakthrough? So in a sense, we need to continue to foster the research and development, invest in that area, particularly groom the talents in the STEM field. I think that's very important. But what's more important to me, I feel that like technology, there are so many technologies in the world nowadays. I think the key is how can you define what is the right technology for us. It's not that like we just follow the trend and just bring it and use it, right? We need to also like know what technology that would fit with us at the right time, at the right moment to really make this thing happen. I believe that like if we can find that solution, Thailand will be able to stay competitive in terms of the technology side. Yeah.
So what are the trends then, judging from all this outlook that you have presented to us, because we want to unlock the potential for Thailand, right? So before we unlock the potential for Thailand, what are the trends happening at the moment?
I think generative AI is something that everyone talks about, right? I believe that like there are some other technologies like that probably fit with Thailand. But if we think about the current, the popular one, the generative AI is something that you might consider like observing or monitoring, or even before that, we probably mentioned about that to ChatGPT, right? I think that is some kind of technology that can help, like make the work more efficient, not only in terms of the service, but how come up with the R&D things. For example, I just met with my junior friends the other days who now like doing the R&D for the products, the scents, candle scents, and doesn't have to use people anymore. He talked to AI and he kind of like, write the right prompt, say, oh, I want to develop something that attract, the target user is Gen Z, blah, 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 blah. What would be the sense that work? And the AI can actually generate, the sense, oh, this would be the 1, 2, 3, 4. Not just that, they even like come up with the formula for you to consider. And he even like used the AI to the next level, like asking AI to, like, can you like come up with, kind of like do the survey? Of course, we know it's the fake survey, but at least AI, they gather data somewhere behind the scene and come up with 100 testimonial about the sense that they just developed for us. And by that, you can use such data to kind of like, trial and error, and then probably like pick the right top 2 or something and doing the real product. All of this actually very cost efficient. And it's very interesting that like AI can actually do that for us already.
I can see that many people will be unemployed, including maybe next forum, AI might be talking to you, not me. I might be replaced by the AI. But
No.
so how do we make a transition from because also we are aging society, right? So and as Kun Segwe has mentioned that it has to be from the government initiative that to make the whole country be aware of the AI, and that should be coming from the policy level. So how do we unlock these challenges to be able to grow for Thailand? I mean, how do we make a good transition? Because if people are unemployed by the AI, then where will they get the money from to support your digital e-payment?
Now, I think, again, if we back to the core concept, I believe AI is not replacing. It helps you work more, it helps you work better, like more efficient in a sense. So it's more on how we can upskill and reskill ourselves, which actually I kind of have the slides regarding to that. But before going that, I think it's very important to continue to develop and learn the digital skills. You can mention it like a technology, the generative AI, or any other type of the skills that we need to know. But I think if we're not doing that, definitely yes, I think quite a few may lose the job because of that. But if we are able to do so, and if you may allow, I'll show the other thing. I think it's the SME side that I have it's very interesting that like let's just look at SME for example, and SME is a big part of our country,
Of
right?
course.
And we all know that digitalization can unlock their potential.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at the data and the bottom number, it's only 3.4% of our SME in Thailand that we can call them digital champion.
Oh.
That's very low number, and like about 31% of them is the digital native, which okay lah, it's good that they're aware, they're familiar with it. But how can we increase this number? I mean, if we can increase this number, imagine how our SME in Thailand can unlock their potential, and maybe at this time they can only sell domestically because their limitation. They don't really know how they can go global, and they don't really know yet that the digital tools can actually help them go global. So this is the thing that I feel that like if we can emphasize on educating and ensuring that in this slide is like the SME has this ability to understand and learn the digital tools better, that would help. I think for Shopee, we have Shopee University program that we help our sellers on our platform to learn the digital tools, how to utilize that, how to maximize it, and help them with the sales on our platform. We also have this Shopee International program where they can sign up, and if they want to sell abroad, they can sell that through our program. And currently, we help them sell through 3 markets, which is Singapore, Philippines, and Malaysia. And the more that we can do on this, the more we can get them to have the global mindset, digital mindset. I believe that SME in Thailand can grow even much faster. And in terms of the digital skills, it's not just about the SME or the sellers, right? It also, we want to talk about the individual digital skills. If we look at the graph here, is from IMD World Digital Competitiveness Ranking 2024. And they do the research of 67 countries around the world, and Thailand is number 37. Number 1 is actually Singapore, no doubt about it, right? And it's not, well, in the middle, so it's not really bad, but it probably can be better. Yeah, and but if we break down in terms of how they score us, they actually look at 3 aspects.
Okay.
The technology side, the knowledge side, and the future readiness. If you look at the technology perspective, we are not that bad. We are about 20, ranked 20 across 5 years. So that means we have the investment in technology. We have this regulatory framework to support that. We have all the framework ready. But if we look at the knowledge and the future readiness, we are getting slightly better, like 43, now 40. Future readiness is like 45, now 41.
Okay.
It could have been better. And this can be easily done by, probably like invest more in terms of grooming the digital talent, having more of the training and education, particularly in terms of scientific concentration, building the adaptive attitudes, business agility, IT integration. All of those we can actually, if we do more, we can continue to develop digital skills. The ranking is kind of like reflect on where we are and maybe how we can be in the future. But I think all of those investments to build the digital skills for Thai people in particular, it will be as a fundamental and help the growth of digital economy. And if AI coming in, they will be ready to adapt and learn how to use it. So it's not replaced, but it actually help them work easier, better.
Yeah. Not worried about Gen Z because they are born in it, but the other generations, I mean, do they become fatigued with this learning? I mean, what kind of learning or training would be enough for them to be adaptive to the fast changing technology, because it changes all the time. It's so hard to keep up.
I think for different generation, we probably require different types of adaptive. Like definitely Gen Z, even like Gen Alpha. My son is like Gen Alpha, right? Like Kun Sikwe mentioned, they're born
In it.
in it, right?
Yes.
We are adapt to it, right? So I think yes, for Gen X, I'm Gen X. I believe you are Gen X.
X as well,
Yeah,
yes.
we probably adapt to it, but of course the rate of adaptation will be slower, right? But we try. But at least we are aware of it, and what we do is we are not go against it, which I think is very important.
It has to be lifelong learning.
Yeah, it is a lifelong learning. But if you look like 10 years ago, right, there were a lot of resistance, like for the technology or for this thing to come in, right?
Yeah.
Because at that time, maybe the generation before us or even us ourselves didn't really realize on the benefit and the good thing this thing coming out. But now we are aware of that. So I don't think the question is how we as Gen X need. I don't talk about Gen Y. I think Gen Y doesn't have that much problem. Maybe Gen X has to adapt to the technology. But it's more on we aware of it and we accept it and we use our experience. We have experience working. We use our experience, blend it with the Gen Z, who probably we need to admit, right? They know better. They work faster. So how can we blend our experience?
So we have content, they have technology,
Something
so
like that.
work
How
together.
can we leverage the two best things to make the most out of it? I think that's probably something we want to focus on. Yeah.
So what kind of policy you would like to see from the government to make your job easier or to make us grow even more sustainably or more effectively?
I think that there are quite a few things that I like to say. I wouldn't say this is one man job or one sector job.
Collaborative.
Yeah, it's a collaborative. One thing that I like to see is probably in the next slide. Yeah, okay, the financial inclusion. Probably in the area that I'm working on, we touch on those unserved and underserved quite a lot. So we know that like we talk about technology. If we know the technology that we want to use, we develop the skills, right? But if you want to grow more, you need capital anyway. And that's the big question now in Thailand. And if we go back to the SME, when they want to get the capital, it's not that easy for them. So actually in Thailand, I think financial inclusion is still an issue. I mean, they can get access to the simple service from the traditional bank, like saving. If you look at this number, saving, payment, there's like 90%, right? Transfer, okay. But when we look down to the loan, the credit one, the numbers getting lower, which means that like when they really need to get the money to grow their business, they cannot. And about 34% of them actually now they need to use the shark loan, the informal loans, which then they're kind of like in the wangwonของ
Whirlpool.
the whirlpool of the high interest. Digitalization technology can definitely help with this because we can use the alternative data to do the credit scoring, to do the underwrite, and more than that, we can probably provide the loan they need in about a day or two maximum. So how can we leveraging this to support the growth of the SME, but particularly those underserved, unserved? That would be something that, if you ask me, I'd like to see that happen. But in terms of the government or the policy that you mentioned, I think, I have this slide, which is the last one, the cybersecurity data governance. That's something that we see this start coming up. I think the ability to build the top-notch cybersecurity capabilities to protect the business and customers' data is very important, as Kun Sikwe mentioned. But the key is how can we balance it? How can we balance between the data privacy and the need to use the data utilization to drive the innovation. I mean, for the government side, definitely they need to regulate this. But I probably would like to mention this, that like, it's okay to regulate, but at the same time, probably we need to find a balance, because if we control more, that also means it's going to be harder for innovation to happen. And for this competitiveness for Thailand to happen, I believe that it will need everyone to collaborate in order for us to build a long-lasting digital economy for our country.
I have 1 minute left. So, in closing, what shall we look forward to from CE Thailand? Anything exciting apart from winning gold medal at the esports this coming SEA Games this December? Anything else you'd like to finish or share with the audience in closing?
I think for Sea Thailand we will continue to use technology to make people's everyday life easy. I believe that Thailand have all the ingredients for us to be competitive in the region. However, the technology comes, there's a lot of opportunity, but at the same time, it can also create some concern, particularly in terms of the digital inequality. We see that because I think like when we work, like for example in Shopee platform, the SME or the sellers who know digital, they can sell a lot. But those who don't know, it's also very hard for them. So we see that gap is still big. So how can we all together reducing that inequality? That would be very important. But again, I believe that if we work together, we can make this Thailand move forwards and build a long-lasting one. Yeah.
Well, look at the bright side. That gap can represent the opportunity to grow.
Yes.
Absolutely right. So a big round of applause to คุณนพครับ ขอบพระคุณมากครับ คุณนพ Thank you so much.
ขอบคุณนะคะ
คุณ Maneerut Anulomsombut นะครับ CEO of CE Thailand, unlocking Thailand's potential